1. A paraprofessional is assisting a small reading group. What's the best way to support comprehension without giving answers? A. Read the text aloud and explain every sentence. B. Ask guiding questions to help students answer independently. C. Provide the correct answers for students to memorize. D. Skip the difficult sections to save time. 2. A student cannot identify the main idea. What should you do? A. Tell them the main idea directly. B. Encourage rereading the first and last sentences. C. Ask them to summarize the paragraph in one sentence. D. Show them a dictionary definition. 3. Students lose interest during read aloud. What re-engages them? A. Read faster. B. Pause to ask prediction questions. C. Keep reading without pause. D. Stop and start a new activity. 4. To test ability to draw conclusions, which question is best? A. What is the definition of conclude? B. What does the first sentence say? C. What can you infer from this text? D. Give synonyms for conclusion. 5. For character development analysis, what's most effective? A. List every event. B. Ask how the character changed and why. C. Focus just on setting and plot. D. Read a summary for students. 6. What key role does a paraprofessional play in literacy? A. Grade assignments independently. B. Write new curriculum content. C. Reinforce teacher-taught strategies. D. Design reading tests. 7. How best to help students understand vocabulary and context? A. Assign word lists to memorize. B. Give flashcards for practice. C. Encourage context clue use. D. Give definitions to copy. 8. Mentoring a new colleague, what advice is best? A. Let students read silently all the time. B. Skip over difficult words. C. Use questioning to enhance comprehension. D. Avoid strategy instruction. 9. Example of formative assessment in reading. A. Final semester exam. B. Weekly reading logs. C. Standardized benchmark test. D. State-mandated reading test. 10. To identify author's purpose, ask A. Who is the main character? B. What genre is this? C. Why did the author write this? D. What's the setting? 11. Student misinterprets figurative phrase. You should A. Tell them to ignore figurative language. B. Explain each word literally. C. Discuss the phrase and compare similar expressions. D. Replace the phrase with a simpler one. 12. Most effective fluency strategy. A. Silent independent reading. B. Repeated oral reading with feedback. C. Memorizing difficult words. D. Listening to audiobooks. 13. Students struggle with sequencing. What tool helps? A. Word bank. B. Timeline or graphic organizer. C. Thesaurus. D. Dictionary. 14. Student skips over difficult words. What should you do? A. Ignore and move on. B. Tell them to read faster. C. Teach decoding strategies. D. Mark reading incorrect. 15. To help find supporting details, focus on A. Rewriting the passage. B. Highlighting every sentence. C. Identifying facts that support the main idea. D. Asking students to guess. 16. To foster independent reading habits, you should A. Require only assigned texts. B. Let students pick books of interest. C. Assign one genre only. D. Eliminate reading time. 17. Student asks meaning of a sentence. Reply A. Give the answer immediately. B. Read it aloud unchanged. C. Help analyze context clues and structure. D. Tell them to ask the teacher. 18. Supporting reading of a persuasive article, ask A. Who wrote it? B. What does the author want readers to believe? C. What are the colors on the page? D. When was it printed? 19. Student reads aloud with errors. Best intervention, A. Stop and correct every mistake. B. Encourage them to slow down and guide. C. Ask another student to read. D. Have them skip hard words. 20. Active listening during reading looks like A. Nodding silently. B. Correcting every mistake immediately. C. Asking follow-up questions. D. Writing notes while they read. 21. For differentiated reading groups, prioritize A. Same text for all groups. B. Ignore reading levels. C. Support instruction tailored by level. D. Only unknown teaching. 22. A key guideline in reading instruction is A. Common Core State Standards. B. Personal teaching styles. C. School colors and logos. D. Local sports schedules. 23. To promote higher order thinking, ask A. What page number? B. Who is the main character? C. How would the story change if told from another perspective? D. What's the book's length? 24. In nonfiction reading, help identify A. Metaphors and similes. B. The story's climax. C. Main idea and key facts. D. Setting and mood. 25. Mentoring new paraprofessional, best feedback, A. You should work solo more often. B. Avoid engaging with students. C. You're doing well using student explanation. D. Don't use different reading strategies. 26. Preparing for reading assessment, choose A. Assign long passages without guidance. B. Review vocabulary in isolation. C. Practice reading strategies and questions. D. Have students copy text. 27. Student has trouble with cause and effect. You should A. Make them memorize the paragraph. B. Explain how events lead to effects. C. Skip those questions. D. Have them read unrelated content. 28. Which task fits a paraprofessional's role? A. Creating state curriculum. B. Designing exams independently. C. Reinforcing skills in small group practice. D. Substituting without teacher approval. 29. To help English language learners understand, you should A. Speak only in English. B. Read aloud and use visuals. C. Ask another student to assist. D. Skip complex passages. 30. Student makes unsupported inference. You should A. Ignore the comment. B. Ask them to find evidence in the text. C. Tell them they're wrong. D. Change the topic. 31. What is the best way to help a student summarize a story? A. List all events in detail. B. Focus on the beginning only. C. Identify the main events and their order. D. Skip the summary step. 32. When a student misreads a word, you should A. Tell them the correct word immediately. B. Ask them to sound it out. C. Ignore the error. D. Move to another activity. 33. Which is an example of active reading? A. Reading without stopping. B. Highlighting key points and asking questions. C. Memorizing whole paragraphs. D. Listening to a lecture only. 34. To improve a student's vocabulary, you should A. Assign word memorization tasks. B. Use new words in different contexts. C. Only focus on spelling. D. Limit new words to the textbook. 35. What role does feedback play in reading instruction? A. Helps students improve comprehension. B. Confuses students. C. Is unnecessary for reading. D. Only used in testing. 36. To support comprehension, a paraprofessional should A. Ask students to explain what they read. B. Read silently alone. C. Skip difficult passages. D. Focus on handwriting. 37. What is a scaffolding technique? A. Giving answers to students. B. Providing step-by-step support that gradually decreases. C. Testing without preparation. D. Ignoring student questions. 38. What is an indicator a student understands a text? A. They can retell the story in their own words. B. They can copy sentences correctly. C. They read very fast. D. They use a dictionary. 39. What is the purpose of guided reading? A. To practice reading with teacher support. B. To read silently alone. C. To do unrelated writing. D. To take a test. 40. When a student guesses too often, you should A. Encourage guessing to finish quickly. B. Teach decoding strategies to improve accuracy. C. Ignore the behavior. D. Punish the student. 41. What helps students recognize the author's purpose? A. Identifying vocabulary. B. Examining why the text was written. C. Counting the number of pages. D. Finding rhyming words. 42. To support main idea identification, ask A. What is one detail you remember? B. What is the passage mostly about? C. What word rhymed in paragraph 2? D. Who wrote the passage? 43. Effective paired reading includes A. One student reading and the other distracting. B. Both students engaged and giving feedback. C. One student memorizing lines. D. Reading aloud once silently. 44. A comprehension check might include A. Asking about clothing in a picture. B. Having students retell in their own words. C. Reviewing math facts. D. Coloring the page. 45. When guiding prediction skills, ask A. What will happen next? B. What's your favorite word? C. How many chapters are there? D. What's the author's birthday? 46. Helping students make connections involves A. Relating the text to their own lives. B. Ignoring emotions. C. Focusing on dictionary skills. D. Skipping unknown words. 47. To assess student vocabulary, ask A. Can you define this word using clues? B. Can you spell this backward? C. Can you write it 10 times? D. Can you find it in a dictionary? 48. A context clue helps students A. Guess the author. B. Understand word meaning from nearby words. C. Read faster. D. Count sentences. 49. Previewing a text includes A. Reading only the first sentence. B. Looking at title, headings, and pictures. C. Reading backward. D. Copying the glossary. 50. When practicing fluency, focus on A. Speed and ignoring meaning. B. Expression, pace, and accuracy. C. Reading in silence. D. Rewriting the text. 51. How can paraprofessionals foster student engagement in reading groups? A. Control all discussion. B. Allow students to lead and ask questions. C. Assign only written tasks. D. Avoid interaction during group work. 52. When reading nonfiction texts, which question encourages deeper understanding? A. What colors are in the pictures? B. What new information did you learn? C. Did the passage have dialogue? D. What genre is this? 53. A paraprofessional observes a student rereading the same sentence. What should the paraprofessional do? A. Tell the student to skip it. B. Encourage rereading for clarity. C. Give the student the answer. D. Change the passage immediately. 54. To best support students in drawing conclusions, ask them to A. Repeat sentences aloud. B. Use evidence to explain their thinking. C. Guess without context. D. Copy the text word for word. 55. Which strategy builds comprehension of sequence? A. Highlighting all nouns. B. Retelling events in order. C. Defining vocabulary only. D. Skipping difficult parts. 56. A student reads fluently but doesn't understand the text. You should A. Praise their speed only. B. Ask questions to build comprehension. C. Focus on spelling errors. D. Tell them to read louder. 57. Visual aids help students by A. Distracting them. B. Supporting comprehension. C. Confusing their focus. D. Replacing the need to read. 58. A student asks what main idea means. You reply, A. It's the most important point in a passage. B. It's the title of the book. C. It's a repeated word. D. It's the last sentence. 59. When paraprofessionals model reading strategies, it helps students A. Become confused. B. Understand how to approach text. C. Memorize the whole story. D. Skip parts they don't like. 60. During small group reading, the paraprofessional should A. Correct every student immediately. B. Provide support and ask questions. C. Let students talk off topic. D. Leave the group alone. 61. What tool supports vocabulary learning in context? A. Word wall. B. Chapter summary. C. Silent reading only. D. Sentence diagrams. 62. A paraprofessional models think aloud to A. Show frustration with a passage. B. Demonstrate reading comprehension strategies. C. Replace the teacher. D. Rush through text. 63. A student mixes up facts and opinions. What helps? A. Telling them not to worry. B. Teaching sentence clues and purpose. C. Ignoring the mistake. D. Reading faster. 64. What does a student demonstrate by asking why did the character do that? A. Vocabulary skills. B. Higher order thinking. C. Spelling ability. D. Grammar understanding. 65. The best use of questioning during reading is to A. Interrupt students. B. Promote reflection and discussion. C. Distract them. D. Replace reading with talking. 66. To assist in identifying story elements, use A. Science charts. B. Story maps. C. Vocabulary lists. D. Math flashcards. 67. What's a key benefit of shared reading? A. Promotes passive learning. B. Encourages joint participation. C. Focuses only on one reader. D. Replaces comprehension work. 68. When students skim for information, they A. Read every word carefully. B. Look quickly for key points. C. Memorize passages. D. Copy the entire page. 69. A student uses a picture to guess a word. This shows A. Cheating. B. Context strategy use. C. Ignoring words. D. Reading off task. 70. What should a paraprofessional avoid during guided reading? A. Active prompting. B. Giving answers instead of support. C. Checking for understanding. D. Listening to student reading. 71. What is a running record? A. A track meet score sheet. B. A tool to track reading accuracy. C. A list of favorite books. D. A spelling test. 72. If a student frequently guesses words, help them by A. Praising guesses. B. Practicing decoding and context clues. C. Giving spelling tests. D. Letting others read for them. 73. What is a student demonstrating by previewing headings and subheadings? A. Spelling strategies. B. Pre-reading strategy. C. Rewriting skills. D. Phonics drills. 74. A paraprofessional supports fluency by A. Ignoring student progress. B. Modeling expressive reading. C. Limiting reading aloud. D. Focusing only on silent reading. 75. To help a student improve inferencing skills, A. Encourage memorization. B. Ask, what clues tell you that? C. Let them copy classmates. D. Skip inferencing altogether. 76. A paraprofessional's role in reading includes A. Leading instruction alone. B. Supporting guided practice. C. Writing curriculum. D. Grading independently. 77. Which is an example of a comprehension strategy? A. Skipping unfamiliar words. B. Asking what's the author trying to say. C. Rereading the same sentence quickly. D. Copying each paragraph. 78. A student struggles with reading stamina. Best strategy, A. Assign longer texts only. B. Increase reading time gradually. C. Test them more often. D. Avoid reading altogether. 79. Supporting students in choosing just right books, A. Choose books beyond their level. B. Use the 5-finger rule. C. Pick the thickest book. D. Focus only on illustrations. 80. Student mixes up character traits and feelings. What helps? A. Compare actions with emotions. B. Skip character questions. C. Focus on grammar. D. Review punctuation instead. 81. A paraprofessional notices a student zoning out. Next step. A. Ignore and continue. B. Gently prompt with a question. C. Ask them to leave. D. End the lesson. 82. What makes a read aloud most effective? A. Fast pacing. B. Expression, pacing, and student engagement. C. Reading in a monotone. D. Skipping parts. 83. A paraprofessional supports comprehension by A. Asking surface-level questions only. B. Using higher-order questions. C. Rewriting the book. D. Eliminating student discussion. 84. To develop phonemic awareness, A. Practice rhyming and sound matching. B. Memorize definitions. C. Assign essays. D. Review story maps. 85. Why are text features like bold print important? A. They help identify key concepts. B. They add decoration. C. They confuse students. D. They replace reading. 86. Effective post-reading activity, A. Sit silently. B. Discuss questions and summarize. C. Copy every sentence. D. Color pictures. 87. What shows comprehension during reading? A. Reading the longest book. B. Answering questions with evidence. C. Guessing frequently. D. Ignoring questions. 88. What's the best follow-up to a read aloud? A. Take a nap. B. Ask comprehension questions. C. Move to another subject. D. Skip discussion. 89. What helps students track ideas in nonfiction? A. Highlight names only. B. Use graphic organizers. C. Reread silently. D. Memorize the glossary. 90. During reading, students ask questions. This shows A. Misbehavior. B. Engagement and curiosity. C. Boredom. D. Distracted learning. ParaPro Reading Skills Test. The ParaPro Reading Skills Test is a section of the ParaPro assessment that evaluates a paraprofessional's ability to assist in reading instruction. It measures skills in reading comprehension, vocabulary, and the ability to interpret and analyze written passages. The test includes multiple-choice questions based on short and extended texts, covering areas such as identifying main ideas, supporting details, making inferences, and understanding the meaning of words in context. It also presents classroom-related scenarios to assess how paraprofessionals can support students' reading development. This test ensures paraprofessionals are prepared to help students strengthen their literacy skills under the guidance of a certified teacher. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of the ParaPro Reading Skills Test. 1. Hiring qualification. The test is required by many school districts to confirm that paraprofessionals have the reading comprehension skills needed to support instruction. 2. Student literacy support. It ensures paraprofessionals can assist students in decoding text, understanding main ideas, and making inferences. 3. Educational effectiveness. The test assesses the ability to interpret written material, follow instructions, and guide student learning in reading. 4. Classroom assistance. Certified paraprofessionals can confidently help lead reading groups and reinforce literacy lessons. 5. Career development. Passing the test lays the groundwork for advancement in education roles, including teaching and literacy coaching.